Albert Einstein said very well that wisdom is not a product of schooling but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. My name is Igirubuntu. Today I'm going to talk about self-directed learning. What is self-directed learning? Self-directed learning is a learning process that empowers students to take control of their learning, applying knowledge to real-life scenarios and expand beyond provided resources. Self-directed learning has many benefits, including personalized learning, which is a tailored learning to interest, strengths, and talent of learners. Self-directed learning enhances time management, decision making, critical thinking, and collaborative skills, which makes it better for skills development. Self-directed learning also motivates growth by encouraging students to set goals, deadline, direct their learning journey always. Some examples and tools that can help you to take advantage of self-directed learning include Coursera courses and other online platforms like academia. You can decide to take on independent research project or take part in microlearning libraries, both online or in person. There are many steps that one should take to achieve self-directed learning. The first step is that you should assess readiness to learn by evaluating learning habits, organizational skills, and self-discipline. If you are able to do this, you are ready to embark on a journey of self-directed learning. After this, you should set smart learning goals. Your learning goals should be specific enough, measurable, achievable, relevant with a time bound. Also, self-directed learning is not a guided or a mandatory learning, so you should enjoy the process by participating actively through research, practice, and experimentation. After this, you should evaluate and assess your learning process by reflecting on your progress and outcome. If there are many loopholes, you should adjust your strategies. However, to make this self-directed learning better with good outcome, there are responsibilities that should be taken by both the student and the instructor. The student should do the first four steps I have said, such as self-assessing himself if he is ready to learn, set learning goals, and seek guidance whenever needed. The instructor shouldn't sit and observe only. He should facilitate a cooperative environment, provide motivation and guidance, and also offer feedback. There are many challenges that may arise in self-directed learning, but there are many ways to solve it, but those challenges could be procrastination caused by lack of structured guidelines, and this may lead to delays or even the learner may decide to give up. Self-directed learning may also be hindered by limited resources, where the learner can sometimes not access materials, and this can hinder his progress in learning. Least not last, self-assessment may be difficult due to the absence of formal feedback, which makes it hard to track progress. After this, many people may wonder how can learners use feedback to improve or how can learners ensure true progress, not just task completion in self-directed learning. If you want to know, stay updated for the next steps. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Onyekachi Ogechukwu Ugwu. I'm here to present my second learning outcome, time management and planning. Self-directed learning is divided into a whole lot of different branches, and one of those is time management. This is a process that helps us to stay organized as students, to prevent procrastination, also to ensure consistent progress toward our learning goals. The definition of self-directed learning in itself is that it is a process where individuals take the initiative to assess their own learning needs, to set goals, and to find resources and evaluate their progress without relying on external instructors. The key insights I found on planning and time management are: one, it breaks tasks into manageable steps, so it makes tasks easier to do. Secondly, it also boosts focus and productivity. So if you're able to manage your time effectively, you'll be able to channel your focus properly into the different activities that you have to do. It also makes for a more effective method of completing tasks. And lastly, self-directed learners must regularly review and adjust their plans. As a self-directed learner, you can't expect to learn in the same way throughout your learning process. You have to be able to be flexible. Some critical questions I developed pertaining to personal and professional development. How can self-directed learning be aligned with long-term personal growth and career goals? Secondly, in what ways does self-directed learning improve adaptability in the workplace? And into the concepts and benefits of self-directed learning, I also asked, how can educators foster an environment that encourages self-directed learning? Thank you very much.
Hello, welcome to today's presentation. My name is BALINDA Pacifique Shukuru, and I will be talking about the role of self-directed learning in personal and professional development. So, self-directed learning, as we all know, plays an essential role in both personal and professional growth by fostering autonomy, self-motivation, and the ability to adapt to the new environment. Malcolm Knowles, who was a key figure in adult education, defined self-directed learning as a process in which individuals take their own initiative with or without the help of others in recognizing their learning needs and but also formulating goals and identifying resources, but also evaluating their learning outcomes. Here are some of the key insights I found about self-education, self-directed education, and personal and professional development. The first one, which is somehow personal, is self-awareness and reflection. Of course, self-directed learning encourages individuals to be conscious on their personal strengths and areas of improvement. I remember this one, the Cobb's experience learning theory, which emphasizes the importance of reflection in learning, suggesting that the learners actively process their own experience and make meaning from them. Of course, self-directed learning allows individual to reflect on their own by identifying their strengths and weaknesses, but also identifying the inputs should be done in order to grow further. The second one is motivation and resilience. So motivation and resilience. Here, the self-directed learning help increase to engagement and perseverance, which are essential for personal development, but also a self-determination theory by Ryan and Daisy posits that autonomy, competency, and relatedness are core elements of motivation. Here, when we're speaking about motivation, we're not speaking as the usual motivation. We're speaking about the intrinsic motivation, because it's whereby you as an individual take your own initiative in your thing. So the third one is lifelong learning. Lifelong learning is the ability to independently acquire new skills in essential, new skills which are essential in today's fast-changing job market, of course. So you can see here we are somehow on a professional part. Uh, Professionals who, of course, practice self-directed learning are more likely to stay relevant on the job market. And the fourth one is autonomy, of course, and leadership. Of course, self-directed learning encourages professionals to take the ownership of their career progression by identifying areas for development and actively working towards improvement. So, in doing so, they develop leadership skills. As a leadership often requires the ability to make decisions independently and guide others. So here are some critical questions I designed for the other learning outcomes my colleagues were talking about. So I would address this one to Onyekachi, who presented about who presented about the importance of self assessment, and no, who presented about the concept and benefits of self-directed learning. Yes. So how does effective time management enhance self-directed learning, especially when balancing multiple responsibilities? And this is the last one I would address it to all my colleagues. How can self-assessment improve the effectiveness of self-directed learning, and what are the best methods for regular self-evaluation? Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Ingrid Bourma. I'm going to talk about the learning outcome number 4, the importance of self-assessment in self-directed learning. First of all, we have to know the definition of self-assessment. Self-assessment is a process in which individuals evaluate their skills, performance, progress, and understanding or understanding in a specific area. Here we have some tools of self-assessment. For example, we have career skills inventory, SWOT analysis, and learning styles quiz. Next, we have the importance of self-assessment in self-directed learning. We have to know that self-assessment promotes autonomy. So it helps learners take charge of their learning by recognizing what they are good at and what needs improvement. Self-assessment enhance metacognition. It means that it allows learners to think about how they are learning, which helps improve problem solving and decision making. Third, we have to know that self-assessment helps adjust learning. So what does it mean? It means that by reviewing progress, learners can change their goals and methods to better reach their objectives. After that, we have to know that self-assessment boosts confidence. So it means that seeing their own progress motivates learners and make them more responsible for their own growth. And finally, self-assessment supports lifelong learning. What does it mean? It means that self-assessment teaches skills like self-reflection and adaptability, which are important for continuous learning and development throughout life. So here are some critical questions I can ask about the other learning outcomes. The first question is, how does self-directed learning enable individuals to adapt to new challenges in fast evolving industries, and what specific skills foster this adaptability? The second question is, how can self-directed learning contribute to developing leadership skills, and what role does it play in shaping one's career trajectory? Thank you, and that's all.